Hello, guys. I don't know if I'm audible enough. I'm so sorry. I tried. I tried so much to make sure that I'm not emotional. I've been working on my emotions regarding the whole matter. That Good morning, guys. It's morning in South Africa. How are you guys? How are you guys doing? I promise not to be all over. You guys have complained in my previous video that I was all over. I couldn't stick to a topic, or I couldn't stick to what I was saying. It's because it's never an easy thing to talk about. I wish I could speak to Mama Gakwekwe and be like, "You brave girl, you strong. You have given us the courage to continue the journey," or speaking about us surviving. I don't know your struggles as a woman in this season. I actually don't even know what really happened. But what I know is what I experienced, that you've inspired a lot of women to come out and speak about the journey, speak about conquering. It's not always easy to talk about the journey without tears in your eyes. I'm a bit distracted, because I'm sorry about that. It's not easy, guys. Like, it's really not easy. And the reason why I'm going to be a bit silent every now and then is because I want to talk about this journey. And I don't want to be crying because I survived. The reason why I always call myself a survivor, it's because the worst I've faced and I've conquered. The worst would be, the worst, okay, would be knowing that you'll never get justice, knowing that when you speak your story, some will tell you that you are selfish. Why are you talking about this now? Or why were you silent when it was happening? Why do you see a need to speak about it now? Why can't you move on? Yeah, women. It's women that will ask you those questions. It's not men. It will never be men that ask you such questions of why were you silent. It's women. And my pain will always be, do you want to experience it so that you can have your own story to tell? Do you want to go through it so that you will know what it takes from you to speak about the journey? Do you? You'd sometimes ask those questions yourself, like, does this person really know what goes through a survivor's mind, what goes through their hearts, what goes through their self-esteem, what goes through their self-worth? The questions you ask yourself that no one can ever answer. In my case, one of the perpetrators died. In fact, he killed himself. So he's the one that opened a door for these two other men to rape me, because he opened that door as my uncle. the one that was supposed to play the father role because dad was not there. It's the one that opened a door that I was not even safe at home. That in my young age, I had to be introduced to this trauma. And it's even more painful when it's somebody that you need to see every day. It's somebody that you need to exchange teaspoons in cups, in plates. You need to go to school with this person. You need to see him prosper as if nothing happened. And yet you are misbehaving at home. You get to be beaten up for misbehaving. But there are those days that you are so trapped in the experience that it's not even easy to snap out of it. I had spoken to this other woman. She said, "Awudluli na wena, dlula nini," meaning, why can't you get over this? It happened a long time ago. Yes, sis, it happened a long time ago. It happened when I was 6, 7, 8. And then it happened when I was 16. It happened when I was 21. 3 different men. When I say that I was left to die, it's that I had to die inside. Resurrecting from that experience is no child's play. Some would ask you, why not being explicit? Tell us exactly what had happened. Are you a survivor? Have you experienced rape? Do you know the chain? Do you know what comes with the chain? Because it's not easy, but it's livable. Okay, it's not easy, but it's livable. I know I didn't greet you guys. I know I didn't say thank you for coming back to my channel. Thank you for viewing my videos. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. I'm sorry for that. I got so emotional that I want to tell other survivors out there, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything to deserve it. Even if you were walking in the streets naked, you still don't deserve it. Even if you're at home in your comfort, you still did not deserve it. Even if you're at school, you still did not deserve it. Even if you were walking at night, you still don't deserve it. No one deserves rape. And the other sad part is that rape is not a gender thing, because men can be raped also. Boys can experience rape also. It's the sad part. Okay, guys. So I'm going to try and tell you exactly what happened. The first experience. Okay. I was in these ages that I've already mentioned, 6, 7, 8, in the rural areas. We were sharing a bed with him. We shared the same bedroom with our grandmother. I don't know about my cousins. They're going to speak their own story. It's their own story to tell. I don't know about them. But what I know is that that man will penetrate his finger on our private part, my private part. And he would later on sleep on top of me and penetrate. Yes, that's the explicit you wanted. And when he's done, he would tell me that that's what uncles do. He continued for years. Whenever we're about to sleep, if he's not with his friends that night, until I accepted it and I thought, that's what uncles do. I got used to it, even though it was breaking me inside because I thought, is this really what uncle's supposed to do? Is this really the journey of having an uncle? I was just a child. I was a very bubbly, loud, and very naughty child, just like any other child. But did I deserve that? Did I really deserve that? The journey continued, and in my teenagers, another uncle attempted, a distant uncle attempted. He was overly nice, he was overly supportive, he was overly there for me, and I knew it's not normal. But because the previous one had told me that this is what uncles do, I had thought maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm exaggerating the whole thing. But I had made sure, I would make sure that this time around, even though it's what uncles do, then I don't think that if you don't want it must like, I, yo, guys. And I told myself that no, I'm not gonna be in the private space with you, uncle. Even if it's what uncles must do. I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I really don't. And he would be nice. He would promise me money, um, tell me that he was close to my mom, and a lot. And I'll be like, that's nice. That's good. But one thing I would make sure that I don't get to a private space with the second uncle. He would be very kind, very overprotective. And if I'm gonna get a hiding on that particular day, he'd make sure that he fights for me not to get a hiding, and he would speak to the family, be like, no, she's just a child, so that he wins me over. But and I was like, I think I'm done with what the previous uncle did, and I don't want to experience it again. Guys, I want to ask women to be specific. I don't know why women are so hard on women. I don't know. I don't know why it's so easy for us as women to stone another woman. I don't know. Maybe I'm also guilty of it at times without noticing that I'm really guilty of this. And then if I am, I'm sorry to that woman because we are so hard on each other. We are very, very hard on each other. How do you dare ask a person to snap out of rape. How do you dare? How do you do that? How do you say that? What gives you the right and the courage to utter such words? I want this video to serve as an awareness. And I'm not crying because I want your pity. No, I'm crying because I'm emotional. And I'm also sending a message out there that it's okay to cry. It's okay to be emotional. If there's one thing about me, this is me every day. If I'm not okay, I'm not okay. If I'm breaking down, I'm breaking down. And that's a message I'm sending out there that it's okay to cry. It's okay not to be okay. I'm going to speak about the rest when I have strength again. I just wanted to rather it took time for me to understand what happened to me was rape. Just that day. It took me exposure to the right kind of love to understand that I was surrounded by pedophiles. It took me time to get my worth, to know that I'm worth it. Because I was not safe at school. I was not safe at home. And we're not the only people that experienced it like this. But it is our own story to tell. And yeah, I'm never gonna get justice because he killed himself. And yes, I never got justice at home because no one believed me. I remember telling my cousin that this is what happened to me. Because she didn't believe me, she told the family prematurely. And that's not how I would wanted it to address the matter. Because I also understand that as I'm trying to find healing, they are trying to find comfort in the perpetrator. Because to them, that is not a perpetrator. It's just a son that happens to be the best. So imagine having to sacrifice yourself for what they have a image of this person as a child and growing to understand that 90% chances they're not going to believe me because this was their best son. This was their best uncle. This was a man in the household that everyone's trust and confidence was on. Now, that would mean that what you are saying might not be what they would believe. But them not believing you, the psychiatrist, does not mean that you did not go through it. I had to tell myself that. I had to tell myself that I'm choosing to speak about this. Not because I'm expecting justice. Guess what? The person had died already. But I was still not believed by my own family. And guess what? I was rejected for it. Isn't that nice? It's not nice. So hence I'm saying that, Mandabango Mama, woman, please, please stop asking the question, why now? Why were you silent? Stories like Koko's story is what gives us courage. Stories like Koko's story is what gives us a aluta continua journey message. That this is a message of the journey that you can live above the experience. You can live above the stigma. You can live. And if you're not okay, it's okay. And if you are triggered, you are triggered. And we must deal with that. If we don't have the resources, if people don't have the resources to be there for you, it's okay. But if you feel like crying, why not? It makes you feel better for that moment. I had found a psychologist along the journey of trying to find healing. I had found a very good man that helped me understand that I'm worth it. I'd found Christ, Jesus Christ. I'd found good people around me that helped me heal, that I'm still in a journey of healing. Because remember, this is part one of what happened. There's part two of what happened. There's part three of what happened. And there is the healing journey that happened. And once more, rape does not define who we are. Doesn't. It does not define who we are. And above it, we will live, we will succeed, and we will conquer through Christ, the Lamb of God, that takes away the sins of the world. And guess what? I forgave him. He's never going to come out of the grave and say, I'm sorry, my niece. So I forgave him. I did not forgive him for him. I forgave him for me to heal. Thank you.